Alright guys, a short video for you today. I'm outside, I'm taking a break from cleaning the house, and I just realized that I'm becoming more concerned and more concerned about Fujifilm and their path to, to I don't know what. Alright, so recently, 2 days ago, Fujifilm released a new camera, the XS20, and also they released a new lens, the 8mm lens, which I have no idea who's appealing to that lens. But they also released two firmware updates, actually more firmware updates for a lot of cameras. And I'm gonna post a link in the description below for you to see what cameras are due to have a firmware update. But don't get rushed by that and don't update your camera yet, because they just pulled back some of the firmwares, especially for the GFX system. And that is not the only issue. And like I said, it scares me. So along with these cameras and lenses and whatever they released, they also released the new app, which is the Fujifilm X app. Kind of weird name, but nonetheless, it's good to have new and it's good to have better. But it wasn't better, that because there were some issues and you had to update your firmware on some of the cameras to be able to use this new app. That basically felt weird, and I did it, and it took me like 30 minutes to connect my cameras. My XH2 connected, let's say, around 10 minutes after a lot of resets and restarts and reinstalling the app. But the XT4 didn't, and I did the new firmware update, the 2.0, and it still didn't work, and I finally managed to do it. There is no path to it, so don't expect me to explain to you how I did it. I just tried and tried and tried until the app saw the camera. And that's not the issue. The issue is the fact that 12 hours, I think, into the release of this app, they basically removed the app from all the app stores, Google and Apple Store. And they said they're gonna come up with a new iteration of this app, which makes me think that the marketing team at Fujifilm is totally messed up. And if you guys need a marketing manager, a marketing expert that has more than 20 years into this field, my wife is available. I'm not joking. This is crazy, guys. And the fact that I love Fujifilm that much, and the fact that I'm hoping for this brand to grow bigger and bigger every day, and I was so happy to see that they basically get on par with all the big brands on the market in terms of autofocus, in terms of features, in terms of ergonomics, in terms of all the things, video features and so on and so forth. Well, they basically shot themselves in the foot with all this craziness that happens with the new release. And I don't know anything about the XS20. I don't know anything about the 8mm, so I won't talk about it. I think there are tons of videos of first impressions. You can check my good friend Big Head Taco. His video is super nice, and though he's not able to basically talk about the camera, he's telling you a lot of stuff about how the camera feels in hand, shooting street photography and so on and so forth, as well as the 8mm lens. Yeah, so I don't wanna, talk about things that I didn't test it, but the ones I did scares me that they're not where they should be. And when you release a camera and the lens and the new app and the new firmware for a lot of cameras, and then 12 hours later, you're coming back and say, hey guys, you know what? Let's just remove this and put a new one. We're gonna remove the GFX update and come up with a new one, apparently on May 30th. Well, that seems a little bit shady, and not necessarily shady in a bad way, but a little bit messed up, a little bit rushed. And here's a piece of advice, Fujifilm. Do not do that when it comes to customers. And some of the cameras that you were updating were pro cameras, prosumer cameras. These guys are jumping on all these firmware updates, thinking that they're gonna have a better camera with better features and better things to appeal to. And just doing this back and forth, we're taking it, we're removing it, we're keeping it, we're not keeping it, it only makes or creates panic. And panic is not good, especially for new cameras, especially for new firmwares, especially for new apps. And as a first thought about this app that we'll probably talk more about in the new videos, this Fujifilm X app, it's not bad. It's more like a vintage app, but I am pretty much disappointed of the fact that on this summit that they had, they didn't say anything about the roadmap for 2023 or the future roadmap for these X mount cameras. Basically, with the 8mm, we're ending a era of let's say lenses, and the roadmap finishes with that. Also, there were no GFX lenses announced. It doesn't affect me, but I bet that some of you are GFX shooters, and it's kind of weird. There were a lot of lenses, I think 4 lenses on the roadmap for this year, and none of them has been announced at this summit, so on and so forth. So to end this video in a tidal way, Fujifilm, what's going on? Let's get it together, okay? Thank you guys for watching.